Screen curtain on. Speech off. Speech on. Speech off.
State your name and address and speak directly towards the microphone. Time you're addressing the live. You all please join me for the first meeting.
To the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Present. As part of our celebration of our 250th anniversary leading up to the 4th of July, we'll do a small reflection in this council meeting. At the end of the French and Indian American War in 1763, the victorious British government is nearly bankrupt from the costs of the war. Beginning in 1765 with the Stamp Act, the young King George III begins to enact a series of taxes, feeling that the American colonists who have benefited from the protection of the British Army should show their appreciation by paying the cost. As these taxes are enacted by the British Parliament, the response in America is not what the King expects. For nearly a century, the American colonies have been allowed to manage most of their own affairs, and each has its own colonial legislature. The King's policies begin to intrude upon the fragile autonomy of the colonies, and protest grows. Reflections to lead up to the on consent, we have three items on consent this evening. First was approved minutes from the January 19th, 2026 City Council meeting. Second, we approved the report of claims, approved the disposition of claims. Second, approved the January 20th, 2026 to February 2nd, 2026. And to approve the manager liquor license application for Pork Chop Officer with the wagon maker. So any matters, Commissioner, that's what we're going to further discussion on the business. It's time to move past the consent. Yes, second.
Commissioner Jenkins? Yes. Commissioner Sharp? Yes. Commissioner Osowski?
Yes.
Mayor Becker?
Yes. Now we will do the formal promotion. Catherine, for Sergeant.
So I added a little bit at the end, he doesn't know. So, Kevin Odom is originally from Lexington, North Carolina. If you haven't talked to him about 30 seconds, you'll understand. Before getting into law enforcement, he had several jobs such as a dispatcher for a trucking company, a real estate agent, and a machinist. In 2010, he began his law enforcement career with the Lexington Police Department. Started as a patrol officer and worked the streets for a year and a half, then moved to Special Operations Division where he worked high crime areas within the city. From there, he spent 3 years as a school resource officer and worked closely with the juvenile population. Captain Odom was promoted to Criminal Investigations Division, where he spent the next 3 years investigating crimes such as fraud, sexual assault, murders, and robberies. Odom was then promoted to sergeant over a patrol team, and at the time was responsible for 7 officers. In late 2021, his wife Gina came up with the idea that she made him move back to Nebraska City. This is Gina's hometown. They had the idea to move back here. So they came back to Nebraska City after a lot of consideration and everything falling into place, such as him getting a job. But he got a job here at the police department. In June of 2022, Chief Lacey took a chance on hiring with the Nebraska City Police Department. He started his career as a patrol officer and was promoted to sergeant in December of 2024. Captain Odom has been promoted to the rank of captain after the retirement of Captain Neiman. Captain Odom brings a fresh approach to Nebraska City with his years of experience in Lexington, North Carolina. He has received many compliments from the community here in the last 3 years. The one complaint he did receive was this last weekend when he beat Kyle and I bowling. I knew we were in trouble when he showed up with his own ball, his own shoes, his bag, and these little cutie things that go over his shoes. I didn't get he comes in and he brings a fresh new approach to the investigations. He brings a lot of experience. He comes from an area that is almost as busy as Nebraska City, but he brings a lot to the community. So it's a great honor that we present Captain Odom to the Nebraska City Police Department. And I actually thought this down a little bit because when you're short, yeah. No one's done in spring. I'll see you next year. You would introduce your family and this my wife Gina has been married for 23 years. Paul Owens and my son Braden. He's a student at Nebraska City High School. My 2 girls, they're twins, and they are students at the middle school. Appreciate it. We look forward to you in the new years. Maybe cheap next year, but. See, when Randy said this was time to do the problem gambling awareness.
John, what's your name?
He's the executive director for the Nebraska City Police Department. You all want to tell the crowd a little bit of what you do and everything, and how you talk to them?
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much to the city of Nebraska City. They have always, several years now, have worked with as far as getting proclamations. This is the first time I've ever actually been here to receive it in person. And so, Nebraska Council on Problem Gambling, we do, there's a lot of great treatment in the state of Nebraska for problem gambling.
What was that
Problem
off?
gambling is free and confidential for anyone in the state of Nebraska.
What's that, sir?
We support that state function through my nonprofit. So we help people find those resources. We also do prevention work. I work with about 20 different college districts around New York State. I work with a bunch of high schools, healthcare facilities, basically anybody willing to listen and work with them, let them know about the problem gambling treatment services that are available. I'm personally affected. I'm a problem gambler in recovery myself. So a lot of my work involves me going out and telling my own personal story and then giving people those responsible gaming tips to hopefully avoid the problems that I went through in my life. And I'm just very thankful to be here tonight and to receive this proclamation for March as Problem Gambling Awareness Month.
It's not giving
easier to do it.
The normalization is all over the place, and so much more important now that we are aware of the resources here. We do have problem gambling treatment. Cindy couldn't be here tonight, but we do have problem gambling treatment available right here in Nebraska City, so it's a good resource for everybody to know about. You guys aren't far away from the Iowa border, you're not far away from Omaha, not far away from any of the different places where there's a lot of gambling, and as far as you can do it on your phone now so easily as well too. The normalization is just so out there, we just have to be aware of the resources that are available. Thank you.
Problem Gambling Awareness Month proclamation. Whereas the National Council on Problem Gambling has designated March 2026 as Problem Gambling Awareness Month. Whereas problem gambling is a public health issue affecting millions of Americans of all ages, race, and ethnic backgrounds. Whereas problem gambling has a significant societal and economic cost for individuals, families, businesses, and communities. Whereas problem gambling is treatable, and treatment is effective in minimizing the harm to both the individuals and society as a whole. Whereas numerous individuals, professionals, and organizations have dedicated their efforts to the education of the public about problem gambling and the availability and effectiveness of treatment. And whereas the National Council on Problem Gambling and the City of Nebraska City invite all residents of Nebraska City, Nebraska to participate in the Problem Gambling Awareness Month. Therefore, I, William Beckett, Mayor, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2026 as Problem Gambling Awareness Month in the City of Nebraska City, Nebraska, and encourage all citizens to support the National Council on Problem Gambling in their efforts to mitigate gambling-related harm nationwide.
Very much so.
I think it's a mental health. Slightly.
The annual library report.
Can you move this so I can? The camera is.
Library director. And highlights from fiscal year 24-25. The city administrator, year-end report, so you can't compare those numbers to these numbers. It's not the same. Some highlights, included that we, took care and painted the lobby for the first time in 23 years, I believe. So, good job, can't pass that down. We did, installations of 3 different storage throughout the year. Staff, all staff was able to make it to the Nebraska Library Association State Conference and the Southeast Library System Annual Conference. And attending conversations and some other very good meetings. We had 2 new staff members on board, and Nathan, and Nathan is our part-time clerk, and is our library assistant, and is doing a fantastic job with our social media posts, as well as library services.
Monday, watch video.
Increased our number of programs by 36, but unfortunately finances just didn't allow. There's just more time and competition and costs out there. So the community has really made a lot of comments about our programming, and they really enjoy it. You just have to pick the right night, and so we do like a night series. Always Thursday night is our evening series, and we're now combining numbers for homebound deliveries versus delivers to facilities. They're both about the same. Homebound is 544 items, and there were 594 items additionally brought to facilities for a total of 1,138 items being delivered to different outside of our account. IRL stays from 1,445 items, and then 227 for patrons. As we move on to expenses section, yes, what's there is to explain that we didn't really purchase $370,000 worth of goods with our donations. We transferred the fine liquor donation that happened in the previous fiscal year to an endowment, and so our check had to be written so we got the money, and that's what it shows up on the and that was the account that paid for the elevator modernization in the previous fiscal year. Thank you to our volunteers. Thank you to our board members. That's where I will launch. We had a change in the summer of board members, and welcome Nikki Johnson as our board president, and Heidi Rosetti and Amy Cowan as new board members. That happened slightly before the fiscal year started, but we're glad that they're serving on our library board, and thankful for their support, as well as the council support and the community support throughout the year. Any questions?
Appreciate the volunteer hours, that's for sure, 229. I always like to see the amount saved for residents. It's a pretty healthy. Any other questions for the board? Thank you, Mike. We'll move on to new business. First item is discussion slash action regarding the offer to purchase Falco 5566093 in the amount of
So the gentleman that put in this request could make a meeting, so on the request, so obviously this L-shaped piece of property is down on 8th Street and 8th also. It has kind of some narrow alleyway cutting through it, access from 8th Street. So he's offering $4,800 for that lot. I told him that if it's approved, then there would be some filing fees and some other business that would go on top of this request. We'd have to come back next meeting, pass an ordinance, and then publish that ordinance, which we release on the spring.
public hearing. Public hearing on the
So
sales
it's not
tax.
publication. So following the remonstrance period of publishing for 3 weeks in the paper, we sent a warranty deed, municipal warranty deed, to set the payment in file. So you fill in right now, yeah, it's not highlighted in red there. So it is an L-shaped piece, but it does have a good chunk of road right away cutting through it. There is kind of rock road access coming in from the north and from the east, but it does kind of cross private property, so I would just make sure that access is 8th Street. Maybe take a couple of times to access to those rock roads, but it does cross private property. There is currently no kind of building sitting on this parcel. This is all part of the easement property, but this actual piece we didn't really realize we ended up with until last year when somebody was living in that. We discovered who owned it. And found out from the community, so. Any questions?
It's zoned. local organizations utilize standardized terminology, standardized organization structures, interoperable communications, consolidated action plans, unified command structures, uniform personnel qualification standards, uniform standards for planning, training, and exercising, comprehensive resource management, and designated entering facilities for emergency and disasters. And whereas the NIMS standardized procedure for managing personnel, communications, facilities, and resources will improve the City of Nebraska City ability to utilize federal funding to enhance local agency readiness, maintain first responder safety, and streamline the management processes. And whereas the Governor of the State of Nebraska has similarly endorsed NIMS by proclaiming it the official basis for the management of incident response in Nebraska. And whereas the NIMS will enable responders at all levels to work together more effectively and efficiently to manage domestic incidents, no matter what the cause, size, or complexity, including catastrophic acts of terrorism and a natural disaster. And whereas the City of Nebraska City currently uses the Incident Command System, ICS, as referred to in NIMS. And whereas the City of Nebraska City recognizes the need for a single incident management system to be used by all local agencies and disciplines, be it therefore resolved that the City of Nebraska City adopts the National Incident Management System, that this system will be used at all incidents and drills taught in all Nebraska City local BUM training courses and reflected in all BUM emergency mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery plans and programs.
Documents over 670 pages. Greg Ogle, County Emergency Management Director, and we're here in Nebraska City. As you come forward tonight, it is about the EOP and the REAP. This document has not been officially revised since 2013. There was an informal update in 2018, which changed just the key players or the updated elected officials in the document. So over the past year, we worked on revising this. Everyone was handed out a brief overview of the key enhancements that were added to the REAP. The language was never officially put into the REAP without the delegation of authority for emergency management. All that does is give us the authority to be your representative in time of a disaster and to manage this wonderful document. NIMS compliance, that was pretty evident in there. The radiological ingestion pathway, the IPZ, is language that has never been put into the EOP or the REAP. It should have been put in 20-some years ago. We revised the entire document and added the IPZ to that, the ingestion pathway. That's part of the nuclear response in case something goes wrong and we get fallout in our communities, how we deal with it and how we address the food process that happens.
Although, even though it wasn't in the REAP, we had that plans.
Yes, it's in my rep. This is the language that we never crossed over into that document. Updated the language on the definition of an emergency operations center and how it should be staffed. Identified and clarified the department roles and responsibilities to align with fire, EMS, law enforcement, public works, communications across the board. Only two of the documents out of the entire process have that language in it, so we updated the whole document. Public warning and communications added the IPOS integrated regional alerting system. If you get any Amber alerts, the things that come across your TV or radio that sets it off, that's all part of the IPOS. That's what the language into the entire document. For that, continuity and recovery was added, language for the shows
few that we don't come from every commissioner, because it's some.
It is updated annually, so as the elected officials change, those positions change, we update annually. It is a living document, and then it will be reviewed every 5 years by my department.
And then, as I was reading through this, I thought there was something about it needed to be, after we revise, it needed to be approved by the city council. Is that correct?
Right, that will be brought forward with the changes that we have.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2002-26 to approve the local emergency operations plan, including a 5-year review with adoption of the revised plan by the city council, and to delegation of authority for actions within the city of Nebraska City to the Odom County Emergency Manager or the Deputy Emergency Manager in their absence. Is that okay?
That is okay.
I'll second the motion.
Some further discussion? Roll call please.
Commissioner Sharp? Yes. Commissioner Cheney?
Yes.
Commissioner Stalsey?
Yes.
Mayor Beckett?
Yes.
Yes, Lisa, are you deputy director for trade funds? Want to know just so you can see what goes on? I don't need to do the work. Thank you.
Item 9, discussion of best action to consider donating or selling a 1979 Sutton pumper truck to the Historical Preservation Society of the Nebraska City Volunteer Fire.
As you all know, we've been, working towards getting our new pump truck as well as a used truck. Chief Schreiner and I have been talking about that for a while, and, a week ago we were approached by, the one, wanted to propose this, so we got it on the city council, and we're welcome to the truck.
And so, as council knows, we will be getting a new truck for, next month. And we'll be replacing our backup truck as well. So that will leave us with a truck that we'll be placing our service. Last month at the real meeting in the department, we discussed on if we could ask the city to donate or purchase the truck for the fire museum. So the motion passed, and also we were going to ask if we do want to donate the truck.
If we want some folks to look it up, but it's $80 for,
It's a wide range. If you look at the like online auction sites, we talked about before, I think when we were sitting there, cheap, we found one for about $890, and, it's still in great shape. It looks great. They've done a really amazing job, keeping that rig looking the way it does and running the way it does, and, but I think we all kind of agreed that we hate to practically give it away to somebody else, and it ends up in a lead patch, and, I think it, being that old and being around this long, being not taken care of as part of our stuff, we have to keep it in town as part of the fleet somehow, somewhere, so.
and you can actually fit it in the museum.
Yeah.
Take a run at them.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to look it up. I would recommend that we give or sell it to the museum. As long as it is, it's not gonna be city as far as purchasing the rest. Something like that. And how that would be. And they donate it in running order in the museum, in case we need it.
That's exactly right. So everything in the museum comes from Nebraska City. We've had other people try to donate trucks and equipment to us, but everything in that museum comes from Nebraska City. That's all we need to do.
I'll second the motion.
Motion is second, further discussion. Roll call please.
Commissioner Osowski,
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheney,
Yes.
Mayor Becker.
Yes. Thank you, Jeff, thank you for all your volunteers hours over there, keeping that museum going. Item 10, discussion slash action regarding the Board of Public Works recommendation to accept the bid from Synthesis System LLC for the wastewater treatment facility centrifuge procurement project in the amount of $1,074,900.
John Ward, General Manager of Nebraska Utilities. So this is a part of our larger, improvement project for our wastewater treatment facility. We had two separate pieces that we pulled out because they were considered time sensitive. One of them is the primary clarifier project, which has already been approved. Judge Brothers is going to be working on that. The second piece is our centrifuge procurement. So we have 3 centrifuges at the current wastewater treatment facility. Part of the new plans is to replace 2 of them. And we have one that works really well and some others that need a lot of love and care. And so we felt it pertinent to pull this piece out of the larger project. And I have the board of those recommendations here. So this would be the procurement of 2 centrifuges that helps with our sludge handling.
We're still paying on the bond from the wastewater treatment facility.
From 2011? Yes.
I'll make a motion, to accept the Board of Public Works recommendation to accept the bid from Central Systems LLC for the wastewater treatment facility centrifuge procurement project in the amount of $1,074,900. Excuse me.
Second the motion.
Motion is second, further discussion. You want to start, either start now?
Start on using these.
On the project.
So we're working on the primary clarifier. We're hoping they're going to start within this calendar year. Construction on the rest of the project is looking towards 2027 with completion in 2028 is our timeline.
Any further discussion? Roll call please.
Commissioner Sharp,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheney,
Yes.
Commissioner Osowski,
Yes.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 11, discussion slash action to declare 15 computers and monitors as surplus.
At City Hall, we have collected some old computers. These are we just upgraded our computers to the City Hall staff in December, a few months ago. And we have our old computers, and then we have the generation before that as well. And disposing of the equipment, is to be looking for, I looked up online, we have 15 computers, 15 monitors. The monitors came from the college and worked in the closed down, so we got those for free. We used the computers as well. But now that these computers are old, Windows 11 came out, and none of these computers, hardware is compatible with Windows 11. So that's why we did the upgrade in December. So we're just looking to declare these as surplus, and I found a place to recycle them with Action Tech for free of charge. And instead of the hard drives for security purposes, 55 room charges $8 per hard drive per trip. And then Action Tech will recycle the rest for free. And option are to declare the surplus and dispose of them, or to sell them at public auction. Those are the two options you have by state statute. And, govdeals.com, they have pallet monitors that they're selling within an hour for $12. So, a whole pallet, a lot more than 15. So I didn't think it was worth it, and, we have a recycling option, you can take care of it for free. So that was my recommendation.
We approved the learning that we use the surplus of it, we discovered that,
I'll second.
motion is second, further discussion?
Commissioner Osowski?
Yes.
Commissioner James?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Mayor Zucker?
Yes. Item 12, discussion of such action to allow the EMS rescue to use Waldo Department for employee call-out shifts. I want to first state that I apologize, I'm more than better at this, making sure that I coordinate with other commissioners when I do something outside of my own department. This time I failed to contact the public properties commissioner. I apologize about that. This item is not of, extreme importance as far as finance. If you like, we can easily take the rest of the so item 12, discuss such action to allow EMS rescue to use Water Department for employee call-out shifts.
Joe's here and anybody else who wants to comment on it. We're bringing this not to be, I call it an opportunity. The Wildwood, greenhouse department's been vacant for a little while. Typically it's been used for, city staff. I did one of them for a few months and, we've had some, police personnel there in the past. We have a few employees that live out of town that are they do this callback duty. That when they're on duty, they can stay at the fire hall with limited room and really not a lot of privacy. So in the past, if you lived in town and you were on callback, you just stay home, which was nice to have. But when we opened up our perimeter, our region as to who we could hire, we were able to hire some really good employees. We've got an employee from Waverly, we have one from Omaha, a couple from Plattsmouth, that have done an outstanding job for us, but with limited space and again, the privacy, we thought this might be a good opportunity to give them a place to stay off campus, so to speak. But with the caveat that if we did run across a renter that public properties wanted to move in, we agreed upon, EMS would pull out, we would still add to housing them at the station. It's been a little bit of a struggle having them at the fire hall, but we kind of used it, the idea of this as a retention tool, that if they were to work on callback status, that they would have this kind of place in their own. So that's why we're here. We've been talking about this kind of behind the scenes for a while, on and off, but the department's always been occupied, so
Just to give you some hours of the, so like, yeah, I mean, you're doing that, she's in Boston, she's one of the full-time employees. She works there was a week that she worked 96 hours in that week, just to, call back shifts. So she's down there for 96 hours out of that week that she has to spend down there. So that would take that 48 where she could stay down at the, Wellington apartment house to get away from that station. Only place she really has privacy is her bedroom, and other than that, she stays at the half floor or in the basement. Those are the only places that she has. So she's been in class. She's one of the full-time employees that we hired that lives out that site, that very inside that parking lot. Honestly, if they have another one that was in the city, maybe that's another gives them an option. I think it looked like, for retreating, for retention, if this is their last disconnect from the fire station, then they have to spend more money to put that weekend there. And then, a weekend is 72 hours they have to spend at the fire station. That's the hours they spend like with the 3-day weekend that we have. So every other weekend, they have to be gone just for that weekend, that 72 hours. So there's one weekend that it's 48, the other one's 24. So it just kind of flows that's where it flows right now. So just looking for that, just to give us the opportunity to, when we toss callback with other people that we've interviewed and they find out that we call back to kind of, wait, Matt, what do you say at the fire station? For that means, for the callback hours. So it's kind of gives them an opportunity.
And it's already out, it's finished.
We got some donation, some of the employees gonna donate some, I got a couch I'm gonna donate from hospital bed, so. So it wouldn't cost, I guess, it wouldn't really cost the city any money to furnish the equipment. It would not.
And they would typically only be one person at a time.
1% of the time. It would be that full-time employees probably, if there's a part-timer that wants to work, they would just stay at that station, it'd be that full-time employee that would be, but one at a time. They definitely came up with that.
Because we wouldn't have another thing on the TV.
Yeah, there's sometimes we do, but not a lot.
And that's, the 24-hour shift that you know, so this is just a 24-hour call duty, take time to decompress instead of being at the station.
So we could have a break and then into the same time.
We could, but very rarely. Yes.
So we plan on finishing for 2.
But, no, I think one for now. That's what I think is one for now.
A motion that we allow EMS and rescue to utilize the department for employee callback shifts whenever available.
I'll second. Motion is second, further discussion. There is no monetary transfer, there's no charge for this, they're charging them to be paid in a different way than they do call. Any further discussion? Roll call please.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Saski? Yes. Commissioner Cheney?
Yes.
Mayor Beckett?
Yes. Item 13 is really no action, it's more discussion regarding the waste container system LLC growth plan. I'll ask leave this on the agenda so mostly the city administration will be public and what we have.
Great, so, just as a